Let me say a pleasant good evening to the Labour Party family gathered here today, members of the head table, wife of the Honorable Prime Minister, parliamentary colleagues, cabinet and parliamentary colleagues. It's really a pleasure for me to be here this evening. And I know one of the problems that people had in the past was that when they vote for their representatives, the representatives never turn back. And so the town halls have been initiated in order that we keep touch with our people and not go to them every 5 years. And so we have to keep that Labour family together to ensure that we save Dominica. My task here this evening is to talk to you about my ministry, Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, the heartbeat of the government. And I must say, it's challenging sometimes, but it's a pleasure to work in that ministry. We cover different programs. The Yes We Care, a brainchild of the Prime Minister. We also have the Public Assistance Program, which I'll be talking to also, because we need to look at that very closely. And as I go ahead, I will look at also foster care, just to mention that, because these are some of the programs which exist within Roseau. It's CBI again, but CBI has been well explained, but that's just the source of most of the programs. And when I heard, sitting at home and I heard somebody comment and say, or the leader of the opposition say, that they are parading greedy people in front of the TV, I say, what if that guy comes inside there? What is he going to do to these people? No respect for them, no love for them, but when the radiothons are called, whatever they have, they take from them. And so we have to be very careful. Now in the Roseau area, the public assistance program, we have about, I just took Roseau Central, and we have about 56 people placed in that program. In the foster care in the Roseau Central area, we have about 30 people. And government has expended or placed into over $116,000, almost $117,000. 108 of that goes to the public assistance and about 8,600 to foster care. Now, as we go about this program, we have to redefine the program. We have to assess it. And some of the things that we are seeing, as I came in as minister, that there are some people who have had children receiving foster care, and these children are big children, 21, 28, working, and these people are still receiving the foster care. Now, as a family of labor, these are some of the things you can help us do. You can help us if you know this is happening, because as you know, our resources are challenged. If it wasn't for the CBI, we wouldn't be where we are today. But whatever we have, not because we have that we have to waste. And so we solicit your help in rectifying some problems. If you know of people who are not receiving these monies, who are receiving these monies, who should not be receiving them, come to the Office of Social Services, talk to us, we'll do the investigation. We won't just take them off, but we'll do the investigation. These programs are created with no color coding, and it hurts when you hear United Workers' People Party blasting the government. They receive in one hand, they curse with their mouth, and you wonder why God keeps them out. God works slowly in things sometimes. He allows people to do things, And then when he comes for them, then they say, you know, whatever. Another area, the social services we are responsible for is like village councils. And for Roseau is the Roseau City Council. Most of the councils receive a subvention. And this is a one-time thing for the year. For the Roseau City Council, they are really challenged. And oftentimes, they have, thank you. They have to be helped, but from the Citizenship by Investment program. But government gives to the Roseau City Council an amount of $22,390 monthly. And this can only help them with their salaries, not to do anything much. And so one of the things we are asking people, if you love your government, if you love your country, is to pay your taxes. But I also say to the Roseau City Council, if people have to pay, you have to show them what you're doing. So they have to see that you are giving them the services, and then they will be willing to pay. But government, we are there to help and to make our country better. And so we give the subventions, we assist otherwise when they are financially challenged. Now, you heard the Honorable Tong spoke about the Yes We Care, the brainchild of the Prime Minister. A cousin of mine calls it Yes You Care. Because during the last election, somebody from the other side came to her and said, I want you to give Lennox a chance and things so. And she said, so what will I do with Yes You Care? So if Lennox will take care of me, then maybe. But what he's saying, I cannot think about giving him a vote. And so the nomenclature, Yes We Care, speaks for itself. It's caring for the elderly. A lot of the elderly, some of them don't have children. Some of them have children who abandon them. And so these people, they worked in our country. They gave of their time, of their talent, of their treasure to Dominica in their young days. And having reached that stage, some of them live alone. You've seen stories on the television where some of them, their hair has not been combed for how long? Their hair, they hadn't taken a bath. And now, because these people say, thank God for Skerrit, people are vexed. But they can huff and puff, as Gafford said, but they won't throw the labor house down. Because the blessings that are accrued from assisting these people, it's more than money can buy. For that program, the government, in its last year's budget, budgeted pretty near $1 million, $866,658 to that program. To date, we have spent about $552,000. We are only in March, and we have spent that. So this means if we're not even halfway through, we have spent more than half of what was. So we have to go somewhere to get it. And you know where we can go, because recurrent expenditure taxes, people don't pay their taxes, they evade taxes, some of them, and so we cannot collect that money, and then we have to fall back on the well-explained CBI program. So we spend about $69,000 monthly for the Yes We Care program. That does not include food and supplies. We have caregivers and caretakers. Today, I was fortunate to be at a Dominica Council on Aging function where they were assessing some of the things. And these are the people who advocate for the elderly. And today they were in sessions because they had a program in November 30th to December 1st, 2015, where they were looking at programs to further help the Yes We Care and other programs for the elderly. And these people are so thankful for the programs for the elderly. And they are doing a wonderful job for the representation of the elderly. I like to observe, but I think I'll hold that back when the election comes along, if I'm still alive, to say that one. But right now, we need to gel people together. And so we help them with the Yes We Care program, monthly expenditure, just for salaries, $69,000. We supply food to these people because they do not have a salary. Thank God for the 70-plus program, where they get a $300 salary. And I'll explain something about this program a little later, not too late, but a little later. We spend in excess of $82,000 annually on food for these people. We spend in excess of $62,000 supplies. So we have the food and the supplies, like, they need Pampers, they need a little powder, they need a little thing. And in today's program with the Council on Aging, where we were looking at the abuse of the elderly people, we speak about sexual abuse of the elderly and all other. But one abuse evaded me today, and it was only when I was driving to my constituency and thinking of the help that we give to the elderly people. And one of the abuse that they face is financial abuse. The very people who are crying down the country, the very people who are saying so many things about the government not doing this and that, when you look at the financial abuse of the old people, they belong to the other side. A lot of them. People who try to take land from people. People who try to take their resources from them. And all that came out in a, forum for dealing with the elderly people. Now, going back to the Yes We Care. As I told you, it was a program which was created somewhere in 2009. We have not yet assessed that program. And I think right now we have a consultant, because we placed that program. The people are going through things. There are shortcomings. There are good things about it. And we are in the process of assessing and evaluating that program to see if we can make it better. Some of the things which we do for these people, it impacts on their housing needs, which the housing minister will talk about. Health needs, we pay their medical fees and all that. All that as a result of the Yes We Care program. Another program that we do, you remember, the fire people, the fire victims in Silver Lake. We help fire victims, people who have lost their property. I happened to see a video of somebody claiming that they were a fire victim and that the government has done nothing for them up to now. Now, I will tell you something. Even with the Tropical Storm Erica, hurricane people victim, Tropical Storm Erica victim. No, that's okay. Thanks. I'm okay. The Tropical Storm Erica victim. We are spending in excess of $1 million, nearly, every 6 months to assist these people. And it's from the Ministry of Social Services. We pay them a displacement allowance. We pay rental allowance. We are also doing that for the Silver Lake people, where we have placed them in rental accommodation, pay them a rental assistance, and we are also paying them a little stipend, not as much as Tropical Storm Erica, but a little stipend for displacement. And one of the things, we have a committee which deals with that. And one of the things that we do, if you were in a rented apartment and the house got burnt, and you find another rent, it's not your job that got burnt. So government, what we'll do, we will help you with content. The content of your house has been lost, so we can help you with content. Giving you a house because somebody's house got burnt is something we have to think about. and is on humanitarian grounds. It's not an entitlement. And I think people have to understand that. Because since we started the program for the Silver Lake people, we've had people come in, their houses have been burnt, and they say, where's mine? But then we have to assess, we have to be prudent in our spending and do things in the proper way. And we have to be right in what we do. We cannot just go spending. People, some of them tell you, where's the CBI money? They cry in it on one side, and they want it in the other side. At the Ministry of Social Services also, we have some institutions, and we deal with charitable organizations, the Grotto Home, Chances, the Home for the Aged. There's the House of Hope in somewhere in the east. We have Grange in Portsmouth. And, you know, one day the Prime Minister called and said, you know, we have to think about these people. They must be going through a dire situation. They were brought in, and we had dialogue with them to see how can we help them so that they can provide proper care. And I'm pleased to say that an amount was for their capital expenditure. The people, you know, there's a new home for the Grotto, and they have challenges in moving up there. So very soon, maybe by the end of this next week, they will be receiving their money to help them rectify all this through the help of our Prime Minister. You know, you must know what's going on now with the opposition asking for the resignation of the Prime Minister. And it's because of all these things. Have you ever cut the neck of a fowl and then leave the fowl headless? So that is why they are attacking the head. They frayed that head there, so they're scared of it. Because leadership, as we say, is everything. But we are committed to the task. We have taken the oath to serve our people and serve our people well. But we want our people to help us to lead properly. We want you, because sometimes we have things coming up and we cannot find some of our people to do the work. We want you to make use of the opportunities available. Very soon in my ministry, we are looking at reforming the social services ministry because we have a lot of problem with child abuse. A lot of that in our ministry there. And these children need counseling. They need social workers to work with them. We need psychologists. And we do not have that kind of cadre of persons. So for the young people, you can start to think and take in a career in that path so that you can come back and help in that area because it's a much needed area. Our youth are being misguided. When people go about and say what our youth are asking for is guns and those things, it tells you the plan they have for them. And we saw it manifested. We saw it manifested. So as labor rights, I want to admonish you to take the opportunities that are available. The scholarship programs are there. You can go out and train. We have the new hospital coming up. We have some people being trained already for that. But we will need people. And so you do not want to export human resource. And whereas we have the people in Dominica, your children. So we have to really think of our children at school and guide them so that we won't have those social problems. They will learn how to take care of their family. So maybe we'll have a reduction in that area. And then we can use the money for other things and, you know, to help. Today I was doing a class in my constituency with some children. And I was very shocked to learn from these little children, ages 9, 10, 11, the importance they see in the NEP program. We were doing community and diseases and how it affects a community and what to do. and the ideas that came, and the praise, not shouting, but in the communication that we had, the praise that they had for the NEP. And if we can inculcate in these children at that age and at that stage what it is to clean, that when the NEP workers are doing what they're doing, they're helping communities, and that they too can help by not putting an extra burden on the task that these people have. And that was very, very encouraging and enlightening today. I will not stay longer. Most of my social services program have been covered. I just want to thank you for the support and thank you for your love. We hear you, those of you who call. Not everybody can call, but those who call with that passion, it really strengthens us. And I must say thank you. You have die-hard labor rights that will not flinch and that will not move. Thank you so much. Continue to be there with us, but most of all, pray for us. Pray for us. Thank you very much.